Right, let's get this kettle on. This is my latest toy. Talking about my last video, I was talking about that I was going to be getting 1 or 2 new bits, you know, that I need, you know, in order to do a successful winter camp. You know, because I'd like to do some camping through the winter, and I need to just make sure this comes in order to make sure that you know, to enable me to do it without harming myself. So one of the things wanted was I needed one of these, a filtration system, which I've got. And I got 1 or 2 bits as well for just to make the camp more easier, you know, more comfortable. So the other gas stove, these bits on them quite wide out, and I've always wanted to be able to make a proper espresso coffee, because I like Americanos, and Americano is espresso with water, really. It's just watered down espressos, a black Americano. You know, you can have milk with it, a little drop of milk, but essentially it's an espresso with so I noticed, I thought when I was doing the research on gas stoves and stuff, I came across one of these. This is an MSR Wind Pro 2, I think. I'll confirm that later on, but it is MSR, and this is my espresso maker I've had it ages from home, and I've always been thinking over the, you know, while I've been camping, wouldn't it be great if I could get a stove that would hold on to, you know, the bottom of this, and then that can sit on there nicely. So that the cow's going at, as I say. So this, I'm going to get a coffee on for now, and I'm just going to use this as it is, but you get this with it as well. It's got a few little neat tricks, you know. This, it's It's really good for winter camping, and when it gets really cold, your gas canister, you know, in working on full performance. This this helps. This little thing came with it, along with this base, which I'm really happy with. You know, it's not burn anything. Right, anyway, stop moving on. That's it, see, cooking on gas. Just wondering how the best way to do this is, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat the water up. See, this is it, you see, you have to, it's the instructions. When you're bringing all your stuff like this on, you know, a long way where you've left the car, you've got to keep what you're carrying to a minimum. And I thought on this one I'm going to try and do it with just everything in the backpack. Didn't quite manage it. I got one of these to go underneath my sleeping pad, and I ended up carrying this under my arm, and that little bottle of water, and my camera and stand. I had to carry them separately, which was a bit of a pain. But so that's filtered water. Look at that, it's as clean as. That is just so just looking at that, you'd think I'd just got it out of that bottle, but I'm not going to drink that cold because I want a nice coffee. I'll give you a little bit story about them. These come with like an inner, which keep your feet warm in the winter, but I've got a swollen leg, really swollen. I was at the hospital. I went to the doctors, and the doctor sent me to the hospital straight away, like it's a concern that of having a possible DVT. So yeah, under here I've got compression socks just to try and get the swelling down from this leg. I don't know what it is, but they said it don't seem to be serious. In that, you know, it's not a deep vein thrombosis, is it? And I took bloods. I had a scan, you know, one of those, what they do for a woman, ultrasound when they're pregnant. So I had an ultrasound scan on it and an x-ray to see if there was any breakages or anything like that. All came back clear, but I've still got a very swollen leg. It's not just my calf, it's around my knee and a bit up my thigh as well. And the treatment that I had at the hospital was absolutely fantastic. It was the Huddersfield Royal Infirmary, the same day emergency care, and the doctor over there who was dealing with me was absolutely fabulous. You know, I was standard of care and quality care, absolutely fantastic. And the ultrasound and the x-ray departments as well, you know, they really were nice. Yeah, I know the NHS get a lot of flack because of funding and stuff like that, but the quality of care that I got was absolutely fabulous. So, God, I could spit in feathers here, I'm dry as hell. So yes, this is the bottom bit, and you put your water. You put your water. I'm going to put this down because of a history of scalding myself. Oh, there we go. You see, usually it's just cold water. And you only put it up to, these are like a little notch here, like a little bolt, little brass bolt. You put your water inside just below that, not above. Then you get this, pop that in, and that's where your coffee goes. And another reason why I wanted to do it is because when you do this, you don't need a lot of coffee, believe it. And you'll notice when you go into Costa or anything like that, when they put the coffee in, you sit down, don't they, get coffee. And I've got one of them, just metal. And what I do is push that down like that, and it flattens it and makes it off. So when you turn, put that back on there. I'm going to put there because I don't want to waste that water. Sometimes I can do this without any problems, and then other times, let's put that there a minute. Put that there. Then I always boil a kettle of hot water, and then I put that in my cup. I really needed a bit more water than that, but never mind. I can hardly speak, you know, when your mouth and lips stick together. Coffee's coming through, just starting to come through already. That was because I started it off without water instead of cold. There we go. Start to cool down now. Now my body's had the chance to cool down. zip this. See how all wet and damp. I mean, it was forecast rain today. Especially this afternoon. So I have brought myself a change of clothes. I've got a clean base layer, new base layer, and t-shirt and socks and underpants and stuff. So if I need to change these underneath, then I can do that. I've got a pad as well, so like closed cell foam calling. It's not one of the ones, it's only there to give it another layer of protection from anything. You see the wind, how windy it is, the wind's coming this way, and the brown sheet, it just keeps floating up. Yeah, it's just a standard thing, about 2-3 mil thick, but I brought with me tinfoil, made up of this stuff, tinfoil, but I'd already bought a proper one, you know, a bit more substantial, which is also in there. So you know, it's quite good. You got this, and a windbreak. But it was expensive. You won't get much change out of 110 quid for one of these. And it's because it's got a neat little trick, other than it being a really good quality piece of kit. That plastic like finger thing, what was like that, I don't know, it kind of sits under here, so when you've got a full canister it's fine, you've got no worries, have you? But sometimes if the gas goes down and you're just left with the liquid at the bottom, and what it does is you can turn it upside down like that, leave it for about 4 minutes, and that like stand, that like 2-finger stand kind of thing, just supports it in that position, and your stove then is running off the liquid gas as opposed to the gas, so you're going to get more out of your canister. So yes, so I've got a 4-season performance gas canister, and this with all its bells and whistles should ensure that I'm able to cook on gas in even the cold. But then if that don't work, I got myself an alcohol stove, an alcohol burner, and what you call the triangle trangier. So I've got a triangle trangier and a burner and some alcohol. Where is it? Here it is. I need to find a better way of storing this stuff. This is premium bioethanol, liquid fuel free, don't have no fireplaces, clean burning, smokeless aroma. So yeah, I've got these. If that didn't work, if something went wrong with them, then I'd have to still have my burner and my trangier. So yeah, I was making sure that all the bases are ticked for the winter, because you know, I mean, the reality is, on a really cold morning, you know, even though this is all professed to to work in really cold weather, we might have problems with it. And alcohol stoves work, apparently, I don't know, I'm not a damn man, but apparently they work in all weathers in terms of, you know, really cold times. They did have no problems burning. But I won't get the alcohol stove and the Trangier out on this camp. I'll save that for another camp. Yes, so I'm feeling still a bit chilly now. I also got a down jacket, a nice packable, you know, lightweight down packet. Extra large I got. I thought extra large will be fine. No, I couldn't zip it up. I thought, Greg, you fat knacker. So anyway, I've had to send that back. And I was a bit disappointed because I wanted to bring that with me. I wanted to try it out. But you know, there's always another camp. Clocks went backwards the other day, didn't they? That means the days are getting shorter and the nights are getting longer. Again, I'm back on the keto stroke carnivore diet. So tonight's tea is a steak. And that's it. A steak cooked in beef dripping. As you'll hear from time to time, it's a bit showery. Sometimes it just comes down a little bit heavy. Be on it for a couple of minutes or something like that. But it is starting to, it kind of gives you the feel of, you know, that cosy feel, you know, that you're inside, protected against the elements, nice and toasty warm, having something to eat. And that's what it's all about. I don't think I've had any rain on any of my previous camps. And the reason why I chose today is because it was forecast, you know, not heavy showers, moderate showers, and quite gusty winds. Well, it was a bit gusty when I got here, but as you can see with the tent now, it's just still as a mill pond. So yeah, so as I'm cooking, you might hear a bit of rain coming down, hopefully, because that's what it's all about, innit, you know. Oh, that's my salt. Which I do need. Salt, pepper, there we go. A little bit of beef dripping. Yep, as you can see, I didn't bring my cold box today neither, and I didn't leave it in the on the last camp. I brought the cold box, and I thought, no, you've got to start packing for, you know, trips where the car's just not accessible. And the reality is, on this one, it's not accessible. So it was a good job I didn't bring it, really, and that I did pack it in a better way. So it's just like the steak is already pre-packed from the supermarket. It's been wrapped in tin foil. It was frozen when I took it out the freezer. It was frozen. Then I wrapped it up in this tin foil, and then I put the tin foil and that in this zipper bag. So, and then I put this at the top of my bag. So this is the first time I've brought a meal that way. Here we go. Rocket and rolling. On a previous camp, brand new GoPro 13, the wind, as I was decamping, the wind caught it and obviously went over and smashed into a rock. So not the actual front screen, you know, but the behind it, you know, the main sort of like main viewing screen at the back, got cracked. So that's kind of shattered the waterproof integrity, you know. And I thought, knowing my luck, I'll switch it on, it's raining, and it'll go off because water's got in. So instead of buying a new one for days, you know, when it's raining and that, you can get these like covers, waterproof covers for them. So that's what I've done. It's in a waterproof cover. I don't know whether that's going to affect, you know, the view, but yeah, that was the difference between, well, how much is it for a new GoPro 13? About, you can get one for about 350 quid or something like that, depending on where you shop, and 20 quid for a cover, a waterproof case. So yeah, and I thought, well, that 300 odd pound could be spent somewhere else, on something that I need. So, you know, it's that question, isn't it? You know, do I really need a new GoPro just because it's cracked at the back? No, because there are other options. So that's what I did. Oh, but then I get up quick. Yeah, well, sale iron steak, Aldi's own. I'm just gonna whack that on. Yeah, the rain. Sit now. Alright, don't matter, does it? It's raining. I'll hold on to that. I need a bit. Got a little thingy with pepper in. Salt. Apparently with the swollen leg that I've got to reduce salt and caffeine. So yeah, tell you what, big one. That's what I'll be using. I've got a camera, a light to go on the camera. So, you know, to help, you know, get a better lighting in the tent when it's filming in the, you know, at night. And I got what I need to stick it on the top. And there's no like natural connectors to do that, so I've got some double-sided sticky pads, and so I thought, oh well, I'll just put it on the top of the waterproof case with a sticky pad. But the pads that I brought are not double-sided, they're just one-sided, so it would stick, but the connector thing on the top, it won't work. So I've had to do without. I've just had to try and arrange the lighting that I've got to the best. I don't know what it's like. Got this big little fishtail light pump here and a light back there. Well, you know, you have to do what you can, don't you, with what you've got. I'll turn that over now. Oh, look at that. I'm glad I brought the bigger pan now. Really, really glad that I brought the big pan. Because that is just the dog's donuts, don't you think? That is the dog's donuts. Oh God. You didn't have to get a lot of bloody steam in here, but you've done it. And let a bit of air in. You know what? What a nugget! Oh, I've got me. I've got a knife and fork, but I've got my little knife here. I'll give that a little wipe. So I'll have to use my multi-paper spoon with my knife. You know, even the best laid plans, you try to make sure you've got everything that you need. And always leave something behind, always forget something. You know what I'm going to do? Turn that off. Just let it sizzle away a bit. Because I've not brought a plate neither, I didn't bring a plastic plate. Which you could argue. I'm just trying to keep washing up to a minimum, do you know what I mean? Because it's not washing up, I wipe everything down with these. And then stick them in me little refuse bag over there. But difficult to cut this up because it's hot, so I'm just gonna have to maybe just let it relax a little bit, maybe. God, that is hot. I don't know. While I was talking to you earlier on, the the battery ran out, as it always does when I'm in mid-conversation. But I thought I'd rabbited on enough, so I thought I'll change the battery later when I'm cooking tea, and just get a few little jobs done. I found out that these these boots, I don't know whether it is when I don't know whether I've punctured the sole when I was trying to put the pegs in with my feet, but my foot went into the tarn and my toes got wet. So I'm thinking there's either a hole in the sole or it's gone in through the softy bits up here. And but anyway, so yeah, accessing water in the tarn isn't as easy as you hoped it to be. But I knew I needed some water for morning, so I've got, like I say, I filtered it. I managed to get some, filtered it, spoiled it, and that's the little bit of water that I need for I'll not have another cuppa today. I might just have a little sip of water later on. Take my tablets. I need a bit of water for my tablets. And there's enough water there for a coffee in morning. Do a proper Americano with the espresso maker. That coffee was just so lovely earlier on. It was just so nice. And I'm really impressed with that water filter. Really impressed with it. You know, when the water's, I mean, that is just clear as a bell. You know, it looks, it could have come out of a bottle. Yeah, I'll just leave this to cool down a bit. Yes. Yeah, the rain. Yeah, bit of rain. Now we just need some strong winds for later on, don't we? It's well, you know, it's got belt and braces in terms of being anchored down. So, yeah, just a bit of good wind, heavy rain, bit of heavy rain, bit of gusty winds. And, yep, I got a new pad. Obviously, I needed a new pad because the last one wasn't, it was failing and it had failed. So, yeah, I'll show you that in a bit. And because I knew it was going to be raining, I got some dry bags to put. That's got to change your clothes in, and which I've already changed. I've got different base layer top on, and is that rain? And this one has got me sleeping bag in, and I've got a new, like I say, a new sleeping pad. And after I've had my tea, and when I set my sleep system up, I'll tell you what it is, and I'll show you what it is and stuff. It's just like, that's not hot, that's just a bit warm. Let it relax a bit more. You're supposed to let your steak relax after frying it anyway. Makes it less chewy. Get on there like that. Got me knife. Steak in the rain. Hey! Oh. God, this is absolutely lovely. Couldn't be better. I'm really happy. Can you see me? It's pouring it down my rain. And I'm sitting in my little tent talking to you, got my friends with me. And better than any tablets that I'm taking. Well, I won't be here without the tablets. They don't put a smile on my face like camping does. Yeah, this isn't moderate rain, is it? This is not moderate rain, this is heavy rain. Yay! And I say bye for now while I have the rest of this steak. And I'll see you in a bit. Well, I've had my tea, cleaned the pan, cleaned up the cutlery, and just had a little bit of a tidy round. It's starting to get a little bit late now, so I'm ready really to just lose a few bits of clothing and get myself into my sleeping bag and just chill out for the rest of the night. You know, I might just watch a... I've got a signal here, which has surprised me. And so I'll probably watch a few Miyoppos out there, you know, doing a bit of camping on YouTube. And so that's the way I think I'll just relax tonight. This is... I'm going to set up my sleep system now. This is the new sleeping pad that I bought. It's, some would say like I've gone a bit over the top. It's the Thermarest Neo X-Therm NXT. It's got an R value of around about 7.5, 7.2, something like that. Which is good enough to keep the ground, you know, if negative 10 freezing, it'll keep you warm. It'll apparently keep the cold from coming through. But like I say, I've got this closed cell mat at the bottom. I've been laid on it actually, you know, just pondering and relaxing and stuff like that. And this alone has kept the cold from coming through. You know, the cold from the ground. It's not the most comfiest of things, but it's, I tell you what, it's comfier than just laying on the ground. So yeah, and this was only £6. £6 from a well-known internet supermarket kind of thing, so to say. You know what I mean? And yeah, £6. So I'm using this because I've got here like the base of my inner tent, and then underneath I've got my footprint. So I've got my footprint, the base. I can't feel any stones or bricks or anything like that, or twigs or anything sharp underneath. But I've got this on top as well as a third layer. I've not tried. You'd have thought, you know, try it before you take it on cam. I know this bit at the end here, it's got a valve here at the end and it says twist wings to deflate. So that seems to be a very fancy deflation mechanism there. So anyway, we'll give it a go. We'll roll it up, see what... Wait. I don't know where it says... I'm just looking for, you know, like one of those normal deflation. You must just put it on there then. That must be the... Yeah, that looks like the inflation and the deflation point. This is what I'm going to use, this for an inflation bag as opposed to me flex tip. There we go. I need to build up some muscles. Oh, it's just a little hole, just big enough for that. So I think you just turn that so it's open. Yep, just to when you attach this, it is to this thingy majiggy, and you have to, when you put it in the hole, you have to do it until it clicks. There's like a click. Alright, here we go. Puffs. I think that's the right side to be on, okay? And the wording on the top. Right. And this here is my trusty sleeping bag. For anybody who's not watched one of my videos before, this is an ultralight sleeping bag by a company called Alton, Australian company. People might have seen, if you follow Abel and Victoria, they use from time to time a lot of Alton equipment. So this comes from Alton, all the way from Australia. It's a temperature rating, its lower limit is minus 10 degrees Celsius or 14 Fahrenheit, and it's a down sleeping bag. It's never let me down. It's absolutely toasty warm in here. I've never felt cold in it whatsoever. Warm. Sticking that over there. I'm sleeping this way along tonight, so my head's at this end. I usually sleep this way end, but I decided to go the other way tonight. Yep, change that way, that goes that way. Give it a bit of lofting. Get it lofting a little bit. But there we go. That's my sleep system. And as you can see, it's raining. So that's nice. That's nice. I like to. It's just showery, it's not constant. It's more of a gentle rain, really. It's not nothing real heavy. It's not bouncing off the tent. But it's nice. It's my first bit of rain, proper rain. It'd be nice if we got a bit of wind as well, like, but I'm not too sure whether that's going to come tonight. There's a bit of a breeze. So yeah, I'm going to get myself ready for bed. I'm going to jump in and relax and fall asleep when I fall asleep. But I think I'm going to watch a few videos first and then go to sleep. Not forgetting my nighttime medication. I'll take my meds a little bit later on. I usually take them about an hour before I go to sleep because they're quite strong. But that's it. I'm not having any more liquids tonight. Well, no coffee or tea. But I'll see you in the morning with a nice cup of coffee and breakfast. Look around the place. Absolutely lovely. Gnarly tree stump. Just absolutely beautiful. Real still, cold, crisp. There's a bit of ice on the tent this morning. The grass is slightly frozen, not completely frozen, just slightly frozen. Camped right next to this tarn. It's absolutely beautiful. Still this morning, cold, crisp, no clouds. There's just a drop of ice there, floated. Really surprised. bottom of me sleeping bag was a bit damp at the bottom. Obviously the condensation inside. Yeah, can you see? Starting to get that wintry weather. But I'm going to try and hang about this morning a little bit just to see if I can get this water down a little bit. So I'm able to give it a wipe down and that before I pack it away, so it's no big deal, but I'll probably need to leave it. Bit gnarly. I can hear some bird noises I've not heard before. Can you hear it? Yeah. If anybody out there can hear it and you know what that sound is, drop it in the comments. Tell me. Let me know. My mouth is starting to get a bit dry now, so it's probably a frog. It sounds like a frog. Let's get that coffee up. banking gorgeous. So yes, I think it's been decided, an omelette this morning. Still got a bit of coffee left. Yeah. Oh, we're not wasting any coffee today. These are little good containers. So yes, little hard shell. Not expensive. What I do to stop the eggs from wobbling inside. Can't get the bloody thing up now. There we go. They're just sitting like that. Put them in the bottom. I've got a bit of tissue paper just to try and reduce the wobbling. Oh yeah, 4 eggs. Good to go. These little things. So it's homoky ground. Now ordinarily you would do this with butter, wouldn't you? You'd say, oh, butter would be better, it'd be nicer flavour. Then I'm going to have to start thinking a bit more imaginatively what we're going to have for breakfast in future on camps. Because at the end of the day, keto stroke carnivore is a bit predictable. And it's amazing, you know, out of all those, the stuff that was packed with flavour contains a lot of sugar. I got some oak smoked bacon the other day, and from a reputable butcher, and it had sugar in it. Now, I didn't know smoked bacon had sugar in it, but it does. Not ordinary bacon, decent ordinary bacon, just smoked. So I give the bacon not cooked bacon, uncooked bacon to my son. He likes a posh breakfast in the morning. He comes down and says, "Dad, I want breakfast." No, can I have some breakfast, please? Dad, breakfast. What would you like? Oh, I'll have some scrambled egg on toast. He's a funny one. This actually isn't how the chefs do it, I don't think. That'd be just broken eggs, wouldn't it? Fried eggs. Put them in there. Just for the time being. A multi-purpose spoon. Tell you what I've been watching a lot on YouTube. It makes me laugh. It's got such a great way about no airs and graces or anything like that. He's just comes across as a right lovely lad, but he's got a lot of phrases. Dan, the English woodsman, love watching you. One of his sayings is, what is it, something like get up, get out there, get it done. Do you know what I mean? Just get up and get out there. And he's right, you just got to get up and get out there. Cooking on gas. As they say it. What was I saying? Yes, Dan the English woodsman. Smashing mate. Yeah, I watch all sorts on YouTube, all different types of stuff. I'm just going to eat it out of the pan. But I'm still hoping to be able to flip it. So the other side, this side gets... Oh, you know what? I'll never make a chef. I'll do it at the chef's window. I'll never make a chef. Bit of salt. Oh, that's the thing, isn't it? Where's the Susie salt? There's the Susie salt. Susie salt and Percy pepper. I'll just sprinkle that on it. Usually I mix that in with, if I'm doing an omelette, I put the salt and pepper in with the mixture before I cook it. Will depend on what I'm gonna, what I could choose, what I have to put in there, baby, can't get my bloody words out again. Yes, priorities of what goes in the backpack. However, it would never be a treat if I had it every time, would it? It's just one of many ways of making a coffee when you can be. Shall I try and toss it? There we go. 1, 2. Oh, nearly. 6 out of 10 for tossing. For tossing omelettes. Freshly cracked yesterday. Black pepper. I don't know what's... Yeah, grounded sea salt. Right, here we go, Flo. Proof is in the eating. That is nice. Hot. I eat scrambled eggs, well, I have been eating scrambled eggs all for the last 8-9 days. So I really didn't fancy scrambled eggs this morning. Could have done with some water now. I just realised. Tossed that last bit of water out, didn't I? And I've got now to set my tablets with. I'm not going to go back. It's right precarious trying to get water out of that tar. Not very graceful because it's really low. And there's just like the big gnarly rocks that you have to crawl over. And then boots that I've got, just like wellies, the slip and slide everywhere. So yeah, it's I didn't film it again this morning, because it just doesn't look good. so I ain't doing it again. Right, I'm going to eat the rest of this omelette, and then I'll see you once I've packed up. Hi guys, we're all cleaned up now. The end of another good camp. Really enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it too, please give us a thumbs up. It'd be really appreciated, and it really helps to grow this channel. And if you've liked what you've seen, and you've seen what the other videos that I've done, please consider subscribing. I can't get my words out this morning. Please consider subscribing, because that as well really helps. Yeah, so I don't really know what to say now. It always takes out on me. I'm very unfit, and I need to get fitter, but this is doing the trick. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one.